Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing Reese series videos I do for a little while. I go with your trout food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Just before I got this done, I had an oil change. Not that that's particularly imperative to the whole thing, but I mean, it keeps the truck going, and that's where I do the reviews, so, woo! Yay! Spending money on truck. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yam around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck, I'm wearing grody work clothes. It means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is not the case with this particular item at all. Clearly. I mean, I did get off work. That happened. That part was real. But I actually had some stuff I had to do after work. I had to wait for my bank to open up. And then I really needed to get my oil changed finally on my truck because goddamn indicator light had been on for like 2 months or so. So finally I was like, all right, let's get it done. But I got that taken care of, was on my way back home, and decided to stop off at this little convenience store that used to be by a place I used to live, and I hadn't been in there quite a while. And it turns out they had a couple things that I could review. So what's the first thing that we're going to review? Boom! It's extra creamy Reese's! Oh, damn! Can we get a thing? Can we get a thing? Ha 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 ha! Yeah, so I guess these are just extra creamy Reese's. There's also chunky Reese's too, so I'm going to review those next. But let's start with the creamy ones. I like Reese's. I like Reese's a lot. It'd be interesting to see, like, the difference on this. Because, like, the crunchy ones, like, okay, I get it. There's, it's like chunky peanut butter, basically. With these, though, it's like, how are they going to do the extra creaminess? Yeah, okay, we're good. I just wanted to make sure, because a lot of times I like getting my stuff from, like, little sort of throwaway convenience marts, because sometimes you can just find weird and cool stuff in there, and it's, like, almost a little dangerous. But you do have to be careful with those places. They're not always as great about, like, cycling through their stuff, and getting rid of the expired stuff, but I think we're okay with this one. It said it's good until 2024, so. Let's try out a Reese's that's apparently extra creamy. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see what they did there. Okay. Initially, I thought maybe I was just being bamboozled because I wasn't really tasting much difference. Like, the initial sensation was very much just a normal Reese's. And as I was eating into it, I'm like, crap, man, maybe it's just, gimmicky thing that they put on there. But as I started to get away more from the chocolate, by the way, I just reviewed this too. C4 Freedom Ice. Go watch that review. As I started to get away more from the chocolate and more into the peanut butter itself, you can tell what they did was, whereas with the normal Reese's, the peanut butter on the inside, it's like some sort of like semi-solid amalgamation, right? It's like a some sort of thing. It's not just like straight peanut butter. It's obviously been constructed, so that it works better for the candy. With this, it feels more like it's just straight creamy peanut butter. So as you bite into it, and as you start really getting it around, it like coats your entire mouth. It's chewier. It's kind of, sticking more to the roof of your mouth the way, proper peanut butter would. Taste-wise, it doesn't change much, really. It's fundamentally still just peanut butter and chocolate. It's really more about the texture. Let's do one more. For shits and giggles and all the wiggles. It's my new catchphrase. I just decided. These are very tiny. Like, seriously, look at that. Granted, I've been spoiled by the big cup, but, like, these seem smaller than even, like, the normal ones. The thing is, it's definitely still, again, that sort of semi-solid kind of consistency inside. But, like, the way it melts apart, it definitely has more of, like, a straight peanut butter kind of feel to it. It's fine. I don't know that it needed to exist, but it does, so okay. I mean, it kind of goes to show that Reese's, as good as they are, and they're fantastic, they do sometimes just kind of showcase the fact that there's only so many avenues they can go down with chocolate and peanut butter. And they can put stuff into the Reese's, they can go over there, put it in a candy bar format or a wafer format. Like, they've done a lot of stuff with it. This is one of those ones where it's like, yeah. Because it's fine. I mean, it tastes like Reese's. And Reese's tastes good. But beyond that, as any type of like a gimmick or anything, is a little bit creamier? Yes. Is it substantially creamier? No. Is it something that I would have even known to look for if I hadn't have read the thing? Probably not. I think if I were just eating it normally, I would just enjoy it as a normal Reese's without really thinking too much about the fact that, hey, this feels like it's sticking to my mouth a little bit more than usual. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing much to it. Yeah, I mean, taste-wise, it's fine. The texture is a little bit interesting, I guess. But even then, it's not particularly. It's clearly just a gimmick. And that's fine, but I'd be honest with you. I wish they'd gone for a stronger gimmick than that one. I mean, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. For me personally, again, it's like I out of the like 12 dozen different varieties of Reese's that are available these days, the fuck do I need with this one, man? It doesn't really serve a purpose for me. It's fine. It doesn't taste bad, but like I would just get any of the other ones. If I'm recommending it, I mean, unless you're somebody for whom the eating experience of a Reese's you find to be too taxing, and you need it to be just 3% smoother, there you go. It works in that capacity, but beyond that, I don't think there's a reason for it. And it's definitely not something I could recommend, especially as a gimmick. I would say if you happen to run into it or something and you're thinking, ooh, that might be interesting, it's not. It's pretty weak. I mean, it's fine. If you just want a Reese's, it's fine. It does that, but that's all it does. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Spectacular rest of the week. Monumental rest of the month. Spanish rest of the year. Folks, you can go over their episodes of truly creamy peanut butter-tastic rest of your life, I guess. I mean, as a kid, I was always very team creamy. As I've gotten older, I have become a little bit more, on the chunky peanut butter side of things. See, my dad was always a chunky peanut butter guy. Because he was a chunky peanut butter guy, I was a chunky peanut butter guy. I didn't have an option. I ate what the hell he bought. And he was not going to go in for creamy. And so I wasn't, I kind of got forced into it. And I didn't really, want it all that much. I wanted the creamy stuff. But then I got a little bit older, and it was like I started to enjoy, like, the textures more and stuff. I was like, okay. So I don't know. I could go either way. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. And, folks, life can be stressful and frustrating and bullshit. Okay? I went over there. I went in to get my oil changed. And to be fair, I actually really like this place. Like, they've always done right by me. But I went in to get my oil changed, and I decided I'll just get a full service. Just get everything checked. And then, they're over there, and they're like, well, your engine filter and one of your lights is out. Okay. Well, now I'm paying, like $118. Fair enough. That's when you think about car repair stuff, that ain't a damn thing. And that wasn't even all they found. There were a couple other things where it was like, I'll just have to get that taken care of later on if the car isn't going to fall apart. So, life can be a bitch sometimes. But it's important that when we deal with those situations in our lives that are frustrating and stressful, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to do. If you happen to have a vehicle of your own, which you use to get around, please make sure you go over there and take proper care of it. I am guilty as fuck of not doing that. I am very much the type of person where I just kind of ride it until there's an issue, and then I get the issue taken care of, which is a terrible way to do things. My friend Dan, who doesn't watch my videos, so fuck you, Dan, he is a car guy, and he frequently berates me for not taking care of my vehicle the way I should. But to be fair, I don't drive a lot, mostly to and from work kind of thing, and every now and again to a show. But still, take care of your vehicle. It's important. Make sure you're safe, all that good stuff, because that's the most important thing. In fact, the first car that I ever had a 2000 Cavalier that my dad gave me, and that thing already had a shitload of miles on it by the time I got to it. And the last, 2 years of its life, I was like, I'm just going to run this thing into the ground. I'm just going to run it into the ground. And it finally got to a point where I was over there. I was supposed to be going to my friend's house. I'm driving down. I go to brake. I got no brakes. Luckily, I was able to pull over to the side, stop, do what I needed to do. I got really lucky with that. Went to go get it towed. Tow guy comes over, and he's over there, and he's looking at the bottom of my car, and he's like, here's the thing. Your back end is so fucking rusted out that if you go over there, it's like, you could get your brake line fixed. Fine. But what is going to end up happening, I can all but guarantee you, is you're going to be driving one day, you're going to hit a pothole, the ass end of your car is going to fly off and fucking slam into a family behind you. It's like, I would junk this thing. Sure enough, because I wasn't going to risk somebody's health. So, oh, now you get a factoid about Brandon. Bye!